the waters of change to avoid the waves. Why? Why? Well, I think it's because waves and people who make them have gotten a bad rap. Because when we hear wave makers these days, what we think? We think troublemakers. And some are, they're just, they're trouble just for the sake of trouble, right? They make waves simply for the sake of making waves. But today we're going to focus on waves for the sake of needed change. Because that is what you are. Change makers. History makers. Less trouble makers, more good trouble makers. See, all change can have a positive and a negative side, depending on where you stand with it, right? The disruptor and the disrupted have two completely different experiences with the word disruption. And make no mistake, DEI is disruption. Which is why most folks do not hear the word diversity and think, yay! Right? I mean, like, who knows folks that hear the word diversity and think, okay, here we go. You know what I'm talking about? Let's go. Okay, let's go. And then who knows folks that hear the word diversity and think, oh God, here we go. Right? We know, and I get it, we gotta be empathetic, I get it, because navigating the topic itself is exhausting, right? Because let's just be real, we don't talk family here, we'll talk, first of all, DEI is exhausting for the person who is trying to figure out how to constantly not offend someone, right? Like the black person who's trying to figure out the right gender term. So, do you prefer cisgender or agender or genderqueer or gender neutral? And what exactly are gender fluids? And the non-binary person is like, I don't know, I'm too busy asking to go in the wheelchair. Do you prefer handicapped or ability challenged or differently able or disabled or enabled or just tell me what's self-able? And the dude in the wheelchair is like, hey, since we're asking questions, when do I use Latino versus Latina versus Latinx? And is the accent too much? And the Latinx girl is all, no accent, first of all, but is he still cool to say the little person? And the person of short stature is all, so okay, it's fine, but which gen are we on now? Is it I-Gen or Gen X or Gen Z or Gen Y? Are there so many letters? And the LGBTQIA clusters are like the small letters. American, Pacific, Islanders are like tall, don't pay. And the Gen Alphas are all, bro, all you guys just sound old. I mean, wise, experience, no, tension, maybe seasoned. That can't be right? It's not like they broke paprika and the salt pepper person is still trending lightly around that first black person. Like, okay, so I know it's not Negroing. But is it black or brown skin or melanated or Pan-African or African American? What's the difference between that and Afro-American? Is it person of color and colored tomato, and why can't I use my monkey emoji? And what's touching your hair? Be able to safely make a chocolate reference without getting canceled. So it's okay for us to laugh at ourselves. I get it. Our safe spaces to get real with each other, right? But also to give each other grace. Because we are going to get it wrong. It's constantly changing and evolving. We are constantly changing and evolving and bettering ourselves and trying to be better for each other. So if we're going to get it wrong sometimes, I'm going to get it wrong up here. And we got to create a safe space for each other in the process. We also got to have fun with each other in the process to make sure we stay anchored in that joy. Because, we know that beneath all of our lives lies a sameness, a purpose, a mission for the world that we want for our youth. That's why we're here today. So I say, let's have some fun today. Can we have fun today? Can y'all just have fun as we make waves today? Because waves can be fun, right? And energizing, right? Think about this. When there is a dead moment at any football game in the world, how do 60,000 people simultaneously solve a problem? They stand up, reach up, and proceed beyond the conventional processes of scientific theory, I decided to consult my most trusted expert team on the of prospective advisors on how ocean waves are made. And y'all, what I discovered is quite frankly mind-blowing. Did you guys know that Professor Judith Justice Evans of the second grade has published a theory in purple crayon that states waves are made by getting tons of water from the sea and pouring it into the sea. That is crazy. I don't know if you're familiar with the research. Dr. Sergio Juarez of the fifth grade, he insists if you follow the rainbow all the way to the end, it lands in the ocean with a splash. This is how waves are made. There are several grade school theories that build off of accepted science, such as fourth grade. Neptune's twin brother Venus, Venus is pronounced he, yes, and he lives on the moon. He doesn't live on Venus. Stop interrupting me. And he uses his magical magnetic scepter to lift the waves up and down. First grade. A wave is made by body animals in the bottom of the ocean, moving their bottoms around at the bottom. Apparently the bottom is the crux of that theory. Third grade, a big old fat dude runs to the ocean's edge and does a leaping cannonball into the water. Oh, and by the way, don't worry, folks, I intentionally do not include any findings from middle schoolers. You can imagine their research typically centers around subaquatic flagellation theory. But the fact is, each of these children, from first to fifth grade, they all know some truth, the science behind waves. It's just that they and I, we like it. It's more inspiring to believe in the power of the scepter. It's more uniting to imagine small, counting underwater, small audacious to chase hope at the end of our rainbows. This is what you must learn to do in your story. To reclaim the imagination lying within you. Add a bit of magic to the tale of your potential. To be unafraid to lead boldly and think radically and put an S on the chest of your mild-mannered strategy. Your creativity holds the power to cure your own gravity. To put a little tooth fairy in your education's cavity. The superpower of science of this version of yourself give convention reason to believe in something else. See, it's not that these kids and I never learned the conventional science of how waves are made. It's not that we learned that seismic waves are caused by movement, that shifts Earth's subterranean place. No, we got it. It's just that we like your version better. A version where you ain't afraid to cause movements, to shift paradigms, to shake things up. It's that passion that you have for creating a more equitable world that shakes you up inside. It's the love you have for your students and your communities that compels you to go shake things up outside, to harness the disruption of DEI that keeps schools from just sliding by. You know what? Y'all are like, but I'm gonna give you like this. Y'all are like a little kid in school with the adult that you know is trying not to get her hair wet. And what you do as a little kid, right, is those over there, you're in the pool, you get closer to her, right? And she's like, don't do it. Why? I'm not doing nothing. And closer to her, and I see you. Don't do it. I'm just right here. And you get closer, and then what? Splash, splash. at the shoreline, trying not to get wet by the tides of change, and you splash, splash. I say splash, splash. When I say splash, splash, y'all say splash, 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 splash.
Splash, splash.
Do you see well-meaning peers only sticking their toes in the opportunity to create equity and do splash, splash?
Splash, splash.
Listen, today's splash, splash for the sake of this keynote is going to be like the new amen, the new hallelujah, the new I hear what you said. Anytime y'all want, you can shout out splash, splash, it's got right there. Splash, splash, it's got right there, okay? Listen, as we open PoCC, I want you all to celebrate being the splash of water in the morning that wakes into future. It helps you to be the moment with eyes wide open so that the road ahead of you is seen. The waves within you are seen, and most importantly, the students served by you are seen. Truly seen. Listen, this ain't let's get a job. Listen, I have a friend of mine that's school searching right now for K-6, and she has pulled her kids out of her current school simply because she went and talked to the head of school about celebration. You know, how we celebrate our culture. They were like, oh, we don't do that. We're not going to celebrate any other culture. We just, focus on the activities. We like to see color. That's cute. I hate hearing that. You know who has the luxury of being colorblind? The dominant culture. Right? When all you see is the color around you, it's easy to be blind to everyone else and say, well, that's not working the activities. No, I tell you what, you go take that, listen, if that's a white woman, you go take that same white woman and you put her, drop her off in the middle of Snoop Dogg show at Compton, at a club, right? I'm not talking about new Snoop, I'm talking about old Snoop. That's the luxury that you have of being colorblind. I'm colorblind. I don't see color. I'm blind to it. It's never the solution. I don't want you to look past me. I don't want you to look past what makes me do. I want the institutions that serve us to see our truth, see our color, recognize our culture, acknowledge our sexual preference, welcome our neurodivergence. I want you to make space for all the parts that make up me. And hell, sometimes even sing them out. Why can't I be sought out for what my uniqueness brings to the table? What? Because it's not comfortable? Because it's easier for you to be colorblind? It's not comfortable for you? Guess what? Diversity ain't always comfortable for the diversity. DEI is also exhausting for the person trying to shrug off all the weekly, daily, hourly micro-offenses by wannabe woke people or wondering what she meant by that statement or was that said or done because I'm black and brown or light-skinned or mixed race because of my accent or my face, because of the shape of my eyes or the tone of my skin or my customs are different or my name is hard to say, and I never know. So here's another for you. Let me soften that up. Let me tuck that in for you. Cover that up. Hold that back. Code switch those. They definitely write that down. And pull back and being so blank. Let me sterilize that part of my blankness for you. You know, make it easier for you to proudly claim that you have blank friends. As long as we don't get too blank with it, because you know them blanks. When they start blank, it gets real blankety blank on their head. It's exhausting, y'all. Trying to camouflage our mirrors all day. By the time we're done at school, we get to take off our uniforms and our conforms and our performs. By the time we're done at work, we get to take off our suits and ties, our dark truths and white lies, apologize to our mirrors, and give ourselves permission to be ourselves. And yes, all of us experience that, regardless of color. But here's the thing, the further away your real self is from the self that you have to fit into the culture at school or at work, the more exhausting it is to hold full of that costume all day. Why it's so important that we grow, we get to thrive in a community that seeks out what makes us different. Because it doesn't want to miss out on how we could improve the world because of what makes us different. The perspective that you brought because of your rural or urban upbringing, the solution that only you saw because of how you think as a Cherokee or a Chicano person, the way that I'm able to educate diverse rooms because of my diverse education. One of the things I've always said is I'm grateful. I didn't necessarily know it then, but looking back, I'm grateful that I had such a diverse education. And for me, it involved being in lots of different schools. Doesn't have to, because a school can create that same community. For me, I bounced around a bit. I was initially in Berkeley, California. I worked in the house. I was in elementary school, public elementary school, up until like 3rd grade, 4th grade, and then 4th grade, I went to an all-black, first was a large, public school, primarily white, but in Berkeley, and check this out, this is what I love, it wasn't always just the school, it was the city that the school was in. So I'm in a primarily white public school in Berkeley, but I'm in Berkeley. And if y'all know Berkeley, you know Berkeley, shut it down, Berkeley, right? Berkeley, stop, yoga, Kwanzaa, Berkeley. So I'm in a highly conscious city at the school, the public school. Then I go to a small, very small, all-black private school called SPEC, Shelton's Primary Education Center. Right? The SPEC, okay, right. SPEC was in there, all black now, still in Berkeley, open area. Then I leave, parents split up. Mom heads out to the East Coast. I go to a public middle school in Hayward, California, with my pops. Hayward in the house. And then I leave, I fly across to DC, mom calls for us. I end up at a public, right now, I'm out with Maryland in the house, Maryland in the house. I'm with Maryland at a public school, public middle school, Westland, right? Okay, well, what's the people stop playing with my books over here? Then I leave there and I move into DC. Now I'm in a all-black public school in DC called Duke Ellington. And then, but at the time, the problem was at the time, DC ranked like 50th in the nation for public schools. So my mom was like, oh, hell no. Theater over here. And so I moved to the school that I graduated from. Shout out to Georgetown Day. Over there. Now I'm at a small, primarily white, liberal, small school inside of central DC, but I'm in a black city. Black city, big black city, small white school. Okay? So I'm getting these juxtapositions, right? But I'm at a school that's also very native for in any lack of black faces, those small money black faces at GBS. It was a small school. But I was empowered to be me. I remember one of the things that I appreciate about GBS so much, besides John Burke, a teacher that I really started learning poetry from, that I was very grateful for what it is that I do now. I'm grateful to him for sort of laying that pathway for me. But also, I got to write and direct a play about racial relations at GBS. A very serious, intense play about racial relations. So it wasn't like hide yourself. It wasn't like don't be you. It was like, no, educate us, teach us, be you, be authentic. And then I left there and I went to PoCC College back here in LA. Claremont colleges, again, small, primarily white liberal school, but built on social justice, built on the principles of consciousness, right? So you had, like the picture was crazy. This is like, a bunch of little, couple of black folks over here, and you have like white, dreadlock, hippies in Berkeley style, sitting on the ground, and so they get up and go get in the bar. And then you're like, what is happening? This is crazy. But I love that. I love that because having that diversity of experience is one of the things I credit for me being comfortable and confident in any room I walk into now. Any room I walk into now, I've never like, oh my God, this is the first time I've ever been the homie. This is the first time I've never experienced, no. Me being around all of those folks right? Martha Stewart Snook to O.G. Snook. That's what I'm looking for, is because of that experience that I see the world, even the unique experience that I brought to public speaking, because I'm a spoken word poet. That's the lens that I see the world through, right? And even the creativity that my research team brought to their answers, because they are kids. Because they are kids. Again, I remember when I first went to them, and I asked them, hey, I was a guy, these are some real research. I went to like 5, 7, 8, 9 elementary school classrooms with my ex-co-teachers. And I asked them, tell me about how age were. And of course, I got 50 of the same answers initially. Because all of them thought the purpose was to be right, was to be correct, was to follow the conventions of what they had learned. And I said, no, I can go ask adults for that. I'm not asking you for that. I'm asking you for the superpower that you have as kids. I want you to put on your cases and unlock your imagination. And I had to give them permission to think beyond convention. That's when I got all of these delicious answers. It's like, what if you didn't know how it's supposed to be done? How would you say it's done? How would you say it should be done? That's what I want us to bring into our work more, especially as how it is supposed to be done becomes more and more oppressive for us. I want you to do the same thing that I have those kids do. I unlock their imagination, let their imagination run to the edge, leap in the air, and do a cannonball and make a huge splash in the possibilities that the world sees. And just like them, I want you all to do that, to give yourself the permission to be creative in this uncertain environment. As the world seems to be trying to find workarounds for all the social justice progress that we've made over the past few decades, I want you to step onto the battlefield of education intentional about finding your creative workarounds to their oppressive workarounds through the systems that you put in place, the policies that you make, the structure of your financial aid that keeps you committed to your core values. Basically, I want y'all to approach your wave making like you are the little annoying brother in the pool of DEI. You understand? I want to be the annoying little brother. We had to trouble the waters of education because the tides were just too still. Because the systems that advantage some and disadvantage others were just too preventable. Because the bias was just too predictable. The underrepresentation was just too detectable. The opportunities were just too